benefits from season to season.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the WGLNA Season 2 Gold Leagues. I'm your host, Christian Toma. To my left, David Williams. Make sure to check us out on Facebook and YouTube at /WGLNA. If you're not watching this on battleviewer.com, go over there right now and check it out. And finally, follow us on Twitter at WGLNA so you guys can stay up to date on what's happening in the community around you. And also answer the question of the day.
Just what is your favorite scouting map?
Mine would have to be Prorokka. Again, we kind of talked about this over the night, but just kind of a quick recap. I love seeing how much it usually kind of relies on the scouts, the fun position they get to. And as I've learned now, the term surfing the ridge. Surfing the ridge. So Prorokka is mine. David?
Pretty much all of them.
Pretty much all of them. So now let us know, guys, what is your favorite scout map? Doesn't have to be the ones that you guys are seeing in WGLNA, just overall in World of Tanks. As we're getting ready to go into our fourth and final match of the night is going to be Caller Wanted versus Overlord Prime. Now, both these teams very close in the standings here. Playing.
It's all of Caller Wanted just versus Overlord.
Oh, wow. So sorry. I was reading. Yeah, Overlord Prime's by himself tonight. He's got a big.
He has discovered the secret to cloning, and he will be soloing everybody.
It's going to be insane to watch,
is it
guys.
Technically a soloing of the other team if there are
clones.
7 of you.
Guys, this is what we got right now in chat. But before we get to that, let's take a look at what we've got for our face-offs on the side of Caller Wanted. We've got Blue Mini on the side of Simp, Overlord Prime. Gentlemen, welcome to the face-offs. And Blue Mini, going to go ahead and start over with you, boss. Now, as we're going into this, kind of the theme of the night for me potentially is trying to figure out the whole roster situation. And generally, when I talk about it, it's the teams who are close. I feel like there's got to be some pressure to you guys. Or you guys right now are really close with Simp, and I feel like that might add additional pressure. But it seems like teams are just like, no, that doesn't add any at all. Is that same apply to you?
Kind of, but not really, because right now we're in a good position to hit our goal, which is 3rd or 4th place for the playoffs. But of course, if we can beat Simp, that'll be a huge bonus and allow us to move up higher in the standings and give us less pressure for the later matches.
Sure. All right, well, best of luck if you guys do that.
All right, Blue, what is your favorite map for scouting?
My favorite map for scouting would probably be... I'd probably go with Proc.
Heck yeah.
You can just run up to the middle and light all the E100s going over the tracks. Free damage.
That is pretty great. I have one further question. Is your roommate watching this on battleviewer.com?
I'm not sure.
Well,
if he's not, tell him to get it together.
Tell him to know.
Because he's featured on the show right now.
He needs to know that he is a star. He's a star. Everyone's loving him right now.
Put your roommate in, man. Let him play.
I will.
Thank you so much. Overlord Prime, now over to you. Kind of, again, the same kind of question as I asked Blue Mini. You guys are now 2nd place. I'm not going to budge you. You guys are doing great so far in the rosters. You guys are definitely up there as a team. Does that added pressure of kind of maintaining that position or even trying to want to get 1st place look like more fuel for your team to do better? Or is that kind of getting to that, guys, there's a lot of pressure, no one mess around, not a lot of fun play, I guess?
Well, I can see where you're going with that. But, logically, judging by the matchups that are coming down in the future, it's probably going to put us in maybe a 3rd or 4th place spot, assuming that everything goes the way we expect it to. Of course, being how World of Tanks is, there's always room for upsets and everything. And Toma, really appreciate the Caller Wanted versus Overlord Prime comment.
Yeah. No
Have you figured out how to clone yourself yet, Prime?
Is your team playing tonight?
I can't let you know. It might be rule breaking.
He does have a point.
Yeah, that's
EULAs
true.
and all. I mean, you're not technically supposed to create alt accounts, but alt people?
People? That's not in the rules. Well done, Overlord Prime. Well done.
Just getting another gray
Found a
area of
loophole.
law. We need to get ahead of this. We need to get ahead of this quickly.
Contacting you. Go.
All right, Prime, what's your favorite map to scout?
I've got 2 answers. I think the map for the best scouting is probably Proc. As you guys said, you surf the ridge. But I think the most interesting map to actually scout on is Cliffs. Because, you guys know how people are split between the center and the 1-2 line. You either find them all or you find no one. And when you do, you're probably going to die in that one salvo.
That sounds fun.
Well, fair enough.
Fair enough. That is like a fun match indeed. Gentlemen, before we get into the battle, Blue Mini, is there something like to say to Overlord Prime before we get started?
Just good luck, have fun, and hopefully we can prove that everyone in Bulba isn't brain dead.
All right, Overlord Prime, your response.
Well, let's hope we can prove that. Regardless, guys, good luck, have fun. Let's have a good game, and let's hope we don't get any freaky disconnects.
Gentlemen, best of luck to both of you, and we'll see you shortly. A lot of proof tonight, David.
Definitely don't want the spooky internets.
No, you do
You know
not.
what I'm talking about. Caller Wanted has 8 people.
What?
2 of them worth looking at are Magenta Panda and Aggressor, because they tend to score a lot of points. But there are also 6 other people that have their own individual personalities and skills and traits
Unlike
that we
Simp.
won't delve into right now. Unlike Simp, which is simply Overlord Prime, cloned 7 times and playing different accounts.
Yep,
There are no more teammates. You need to assimilate them
that's right.
to become Simp Prime.
It's brilliant.
For here, Caller Wanted prefers Runeberg. Simp prefers Himmelsdorf.
All those wins.
Caller Wanted with a Bat Chat. Simp with a T22. Photo Finish, Blue Mini are their 2 leaders. Oh, wow. Blue took over. It was Aggressor just the last time we played, didn't it?
Huh.
Just on Tuesday.
Congrats, Blue.
Congratulations, Blue Mini. And then everybody's won everything they've played recently,
Yeah.
which is pretty great.
Both these teams on a hot streak. It's kind of like we're seeing a sort of mirror as we just saw last time. Both teams being relatively similar as far as play styles, what their story so far as the season has looked like.
So standings-wise, it's Noble with 18 points in first, Simp with 17 in second, and Caller Wanted with 15 in third. So if they win this,
Yeah,
they'll be
in
in
second place. So it's
Actually, be in second and tied for first, technically.
ooh,
18 points.
Ooh,
And if
all
Simp
right.
wins this, they'll technically be in first.
Wow.
I still need to go back and account for what games have been played.
But right now,
But for right now,
that is what is on the line. So potentially a first place overtake by Simp, and potentially a tie and overtaking of Simp by Caller Wanted. Guys, this is the match to watch right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get into cliffs. It is Simp on offense, Caller Wanted on defense. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
it's a map that both teams like to play a lot. Cliff. Think about it.
Yeah,
When's the last time we saw Caller Wanted or Simp play without? Anyways, Simp
I can't, David.
with, let's see, Simp with a Bat Chat at STP, 2 T22s, 2 TVPs, and RU251. Caller Wanted with a Bat Chat, 2 STVs, 2 T22s, a TVP, and an RU251.
All right, here now starting out again. On to Cliff. Looks like we have a little bit of AI switch ups for you guys. Apologize for that. The blue team is Simp. The red team is Caller Wanted. We're going back to those trust sizes here. Trust exercises, if you will. As both teams are going very aggressively for the middle. 7 minutes and 23 seconds, and Permablue and that RE251 already getting up pretty high on the hill. Crimson Corsair going to get spotted out there by Aggressor, and it looks like the fight might begin any second now. Aggressor taking 362, 729 now in the back chat, backing off the hill, and he's got to get out of there before he takes any more. Meanwhile, Overlord Prime taking 322 himself. Crimson Corsair on top of the hill. He has 4 more shots left in that back chat. EC3 does take down DRS, and that's me 1 tank falling for Caller Wanted. Simp now in the lead with 7 tanks, but Crimson Corsair has to be careful. Permablue has come around the entire side of the lighthouse and is starting to take some shots there into the side of Simp as they are fighting the rest of their team. Magenta Panda taking down Overlord Prime, and now is a 1-for-1 exchange. We'll see who comes out on top here as Nitz takes down Aggressor. A beautiful pickup there. Delth now in some trouble, 937, and he'll be going down. Adrox is picking him up, and that is another tank falling for the side of Caller Wanted. Caller Wanted with just 4 members remaining. Simp with 6 still alive. Blue Mini does find Photo Face, and Purple takes out Crimson Corsair. Caller Wanted wants to come back in this one, and they are looking good to do it right now. Nitz taking 302 there, 405 going into Blue Mini. In that T22, his shot is up and ready, bouncing off of the side of Nitz. Nitz shot missing as well, but Dryden is now taking a good chunk of damage there. Looks like Lemming Rush has something to deal with. The Drox is pushing on top of the hill. One more shot, the 50-51. He's going to pick him up there, but he might be sacrificing his life for it as 902 goes into him. Permablue has a shot up. He's going to take it, and now it is tied up again, but E63M6 takes down Magenta Panda. Simp taking the lead right now. Blue Mini going down to E63M6. The back and forth going through, but with just 1 member remaining on the side of Caller Wanted, it looks like Simp is going to pick up this victory. Nitz and Permablue, the RU251, EC3M6, 251 there. He is on reload, that 50-51, and he has a long reload timer at that. But Permablue looks like he does not stand a chance there. Gonna get rammed, only has 53 points of HP alive. Nitz is gonna pick that one up, and Simp is gonna be your first battle victory picker-upper of our
I love
4th
Cliff.
match of the night. Again, guys, just as map pickers and banners on the teams, just always never ban out Cliff, never ban out Mines. What's another one you'd say? That's it, right? Just don't ban out Cliff and Mines. Pick Cliff and Mines, and man, it's gonna be it's gonna be a sweet show.
Absolutely. Let's check out the numbers.
Let's do it.
For Simp, it's Adroxys in first with 32.75, hitting 11 out of his 12 shots. Sorry, penetrating 11 out of his 12 shots. That is a fantastic performance. Nits with 26.47, E63 M6, perfect 7 in his TVPs. So Simp is absolutely rocking those check tanks with 17.11, but 3 kills. Over for Color Wanted, we got 26.36 out of Lemming Rush, Perma Blue with 24.13, and a nice flank in his RU-251.
Yeah.
And Magenta Panda leading off the T22s with 19.26.
Got pretty close there. Now, one thing also kind of noticing is, again, those battles get really, really close. Like, 1 for 1, 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 and then all of a sudden it's like a 2 for 1, and that just seals the deal right there. Does that kind of stem down from the entire fight of how it's been going, or does that come down to that moment when they got the 2 picks instead of the kind of back and forth as the rest of the battle had been going?
Ask that question again.
So like when we're looking at fights and it's the back and forth between both the teams, like 1 tank kills, then 1 tank kill, 1 tank kill, 1 tank kill, and then all of a sudden one team takes down 2 instead of the 1 as it's been the entire time. Does that kind of trickle down from the start of the battle to that point?
Yes, most of the time that began a lot earlier. So you could think about it as one team was getting 1 and the other team was getting 1.2 or 1.3.
And eventually, okay.
And then eventually they complete that 1. And that's just in damage exchange. Sometimes it can be a positional thing where actually one team, they were going 1-to-1, and then somebody just messed up a little bit, and then boom, 2 tanks go down.
Okay.
So it depends, but a lot of time it does start at the beginning of the match.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, now Simp is up 1-0 against Caller Wanted. We've switched sides. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for tanks.
For Caller Wanted, we have a Batchat, 2 SDBs, 2 T22s, a TVP, and RE-251. For Simp, we have a 113, 2 Batchats, 2 T22s, a TVP, and RE-251. I'm guessing Simp is going to have to go the 1-2 line, because otherwise the 113, I would assume, is going to be completely out of position.
Okay.
So perhaps that broadcast could hurt them a little bit. Or perhaps it doesn't. Perhaps that plays exactly into what they want. We'll yet to find out. If there's anything we know so far is that Simp is pretty good at Cliff.
that is right. This is where they took it to Noble. And now they are back going against Caller Wanted again. If they pick up this victory, and without going to a tiebreaker, they will tie and take first place. So it's a huge battle for them indeed. A little bit of a split here. The 2 T22s over the Prime and Nits going over kind of over to the western side. That Batchat staying back. Now that's interesting to me. The Batchat really not moving a lot, kind of going over, positioning himself.
That's a
J5 area.
A very common, incredible spot to be.
Okay.
He's actually completely invisible until he starts firing, and he has angles directly on most of the people on hill.
Oh, wow. Well, nice position to be in as well.
He is vulnerable when he fires, but it's a very difficult shot to hit consistently.
Okay. Well then you stay there, Crimson Corsair. You stay there and do not move. We have Adroxys here in his Batchat. Took a little bit of damage there. Took some shots onto Perma Blue up on top of the hill. 3M6 moving up, and the donut control going over to Simp. Caller Wanted staying back. Looks like they're only sending the RE-2500 by Drynets around. Drynets taking a shot there on a Lemming Rush. Nice pick up there, then STB1. Now, looking, if you're Caller Wanted and you see Drynets all the way kind of by himself, is it too risky to send guys? I mean, he is still spotted as we speak. Is it too risky to send a quick tank over there to deal with him? Can he just get back to the rest of his team in time? Or would that just kind of broadcast for Simp to be able to push up and find an overmatch?
It's definitely too risky to send a tank all the way over there to deal with him.
Okay. So you just kind of let him go, let him do his thing, and try to figure out a way to deal with that.
Either get away from him or just snipe him from where you are, but you can't physically send somebody over there.
Oh,
Aggressor taking
Aggressor.
10, 29, 13, 14, 23 from the 17, 29. Aggressor hanging on for dear life, just a hair's breadth away from death. With 4 shots left in the clip, if he goes down this early, one shot into the track, another shot's going to follow it up. And Drynets takes down Aggressor all the way from B2.
Look at that shot coming out there from the scout. It just shows you why scouting is such a fun play. You can contribute everywhere. A nice pickup there, and an aggressor going down. The bat chat falling for Color Wanted, and Simp looking good right now. Already a tank up, HP-wise as well. Over 1,000 points of HP in the lead. 5 minutes and 16 seconds on the clock. They have plenty of time to figure out what to do. Blue Mini taking a shot there in his T22. Magenta Panda as well. Crimson Corsair kind of getting off that spot again, moving north a little bit, and Dryness coming back. So now that Dryness has kind of accomplished that, I mean, I don't know if that's what he was set up to do, was to find a kill. But now that he's done that, where would you put him?
He's not bad for an easy flank around the 9 line, because if you get a actual fight going on.
Oh, photo finish.
Photo finish. 1646 photo, 1956, and he goes down to Lemming Rush in the STB. And the tables have now turned slightly back on Simp, but they are still in advantage. They're going to close in, take out Blue Minis in the T22.
Adrox is coming into fully ready to take down anything he can in that bat chat, and it's going to be Magenta Panda, who is the target. Over 1,100 points of damage. Adrox is finishing him that one, and now there are 4 tanks remaining for Color Wanted against the 6, for Simp. And they want to continue that snowball indeed, as Lemming Rush taking 709 points of damage. Nits one more shot away. Perma Blue looks like he's missing a shot. Lemming Rush, though, finds his on Nits in the T22. Overlord Prime taking down Lemming Rush. DRS taking a lot of damage there in that STB1. Overlord Prime doing a good job kind of keeping him at bay, and it is just DRS, Delph, and Perma Blue alive for Color Wanted. DRS does pick up Dryness there, dropping that RU-251 out of the battle. We'll see if they can use that to kind of come back. Delph is almost fully loaded there in that 50-51. Overlord Prime kind of going head-to-head against Perma Blue. He takes him down, and now both the scouts for both the teams are gone. 2 members remain for Color Wanted, 4 for Simp with 3 minutes and 35 seconds on the clock. Again, Simp has plenty of time just to now kind of figure out what to do. They know where DRS is. I'm not sure if they know where Delph is. I'm sure they have a pretty good idea, though. Crimson Corsair going to finish off DRS there in that STB1. And now it is just Delph. And they do now know where he is, as he has been lit up there by E63M6 in his 50-51, both exchanging a shot, and the rest of Simp closing in on his position. Only a matter of time before he goes down, and Color Wanted going down another loss. Simp picking up their 2nd victory, our 4th and final match of the night. Crimson Corsair coming in the bat shot. 1 shot going through. The 2nd shot for 8-17. 1 more. It looks like it's going to be Crimson to finish him out there in the clip in the bat chat. And Simp talking about congratulations, going 2-0 on to Cliff. Simp really does like Cliff. Yep, and they really do like Cliff. And they have tons of different ways of going at it. Sometimes we see them go right up the center. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes they bring a 113 in it as well.
There were a lot of types of movements and combo shots and things that we haven't seen a whole lot of in WGLNA this season that I like quite a bit. Let's go to the stats.
Let's do it.
Overlord Prime, Mr. OP, 3046. The other Overlord Prime, now known as Nits, 2577. The third Overlord Prime, Crimson Corsair, 2483. And the rest of the Overlord Primes not breaking 2,000. 4 Color Wanted, 2691 out of the TVP Delph for Lemming Rush 2000. Magenta Panda at 1,600, and everybody else not breaking 1,500 of their own.
Remember how Overlord Prime kind of a couple weeks ago we were talking about how he's like you apologized to the fans, you wanted to say that we're the Simp, we want to come back and show you guys what we've got. Now they've just skyrocketed and done amazingly. That had to been the time when he cloned himself. It had to been.
It all makes sense.
It all makes perfect sense now.
It all makes sense.
But hey, there's no rules against it, so more power to you, Overlord Prime. So now we're going to be switching sides again. Color Wanted down 2 games here. On Cliff, looking what Simp is doing, the 113 last time I kind of want to talk about, because did you see it do what you think it was brought to do?
No.
It died really quickly.
So it looks like they were kind of copying what Color Wanted did with the 263.
Okay.
Bringing it into the side, and it's supposed to be a front armor on the like eastern side of the donut to play in a very awkward position. But I don't see a 113 working there.
Huh.
It's pretty bouncy, but it's not that bouncy. Not for that.
Yeah.
You're almost safer just having a tank that rocks back and forth like a T-22.
I was going to say, bring a T-22.
Bring a T-22.
Guys, we need to make a shirt. Bring a T-22. T-22s are fantastic in all the games. Ladies and gentlemen, our next battle is about to get underway.
Play Rampage.
Play Rampage.
Everyone.
It's good. Just play Rampage. That's like a community service announcement, right? You want T-22?
Pretty much.
Play Rampage. Simp up 2-0 against Color Wanted. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got this time for our tanks.
Caller Wanted with a bat chat, 2 STBs, 2 T22s, TVP and RU251, SIMP with 2 113s, an STB, 2 T22s, TVP and M40 F43.
Okay, wow.
Alrighty. We heard you guys didn't think the 113 was that great, so we brought 2 of them. Because we're slow now, we brought an M40 43.
Huh.
Because Dryness wanted to click things.
Is this what happened? Didn't Simp do this on Tuesday?
No.
No?
Maybe?
I thought we were on Cliff again, and they decided to bring another artillery. I could be confused with another team, and it didn't work out for them at all. But maybe I'm misplacing them with another team.
Somebody did bring an M40 M43.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it was... I don't think it was Simp, though.
All right. I just know it didn't work out a lot. Maybe Simp's more confident in that team.
Whatever. Doesn't matter at this point because they're bringing it now.
We're about to see what it's going to do this time with the 2 113s paired with it. They're going to go over the donut, keeping the artillery back in the A2 position. Now with the wow, nice early shot there from Overlord Prime onto Aggressor, dropping down to 14:55 in that bat chat. EC3M6 coming to join. 479 now going at him as well.
Ooh, cap fast coming up.
They've got him lit up. You are right. David Collar wanted going over for the eastern side. See if they can catch Simp out. Artillery, I mean, I guess that's kind of what they want, try to bring it to them, bring the fight, but they can get reset, so we'll see how this works out for them. 47 seconds on the clock.
Perma blue.
Oh, is he not on?
You really should be careful. There's 1 tree knocked down, and 2 of their people are pretty close to it.
Artillery time.
Yeah. Dryness knows how to blind.
Here we go. Dryness has a shot. He's lining it up.
If push comes to shove, he's going to send it, and he's probably going to reset. At least 1 person with it.
13 now on the clock. Magenta Panda being spotted up by Nitz there, and then STB1 now down to 9 seconds. There does a nice... Well, I'm not sure where that reset came from. Del taking over 1,697, going to Blue Mini. A lot of damage. The cap is down to 3. Dryness is going to let it go. He does connect. He takes down Perma Blue. That is more than a reset. Photo finish takes down Del there. A beautiful shot coming up from Dryness in that artillery. Man, I feel like we haven't seen a lot of those artillery plays this season. Dryness, thank you for bringing that back. 776 going to Blue Mini, and Nitz is going to finish him off. Already, Collar wanted it down to 4 tanks, and Simp looks like they're just going to be able to clean this one up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy.
Yep, so in that instance, Perma Blue was spotted, so it wasn't necessarily just the tree being down. Collar went all in to try and get the cap fast on this one. It did not pay off.
Dryness.
Yeah, Dryness is looking... It's kind of a trickier shot. It's starting to go downhill where the M40, M43 is not particularly great at. But send it, boy.
Go, here it comes, here it comes.
Oh! See, that's what I'm talking about. It can go really short or really long because it's got kind of a flat trajectory.
Gotcha.
Once you tilt back, it's rammed like that.
DRS getting rammed there by EC3M6. Lemming Rush is the only one up. 4 Collar wanted 6 over 1,200 points of damage. They're going to try to push him off the cliff. They're going to push him off the cliff, and there he goes. The team diving in. They all want to go for a swim, and that is going to be Simp with the 3rd victory of the night and doing it in style. What a beautiful pickup for them right there. David, your thoughts?
For a second there, I genuinely thought all of them were going to drive off. And then I remembered that Dryness was still in the artillery back there. I was like, oh, okay. actually, no, because even if the entire defense dies, as long as the offense doesn't cap and all of the offense dies, then defense wins. Yeah,
very safe. They do it. Calculated. Totally calculated.
Sorry, I've seen things like that more than once, where people over celebrate and all of a sudden they're losing.
Yeah, we did it. Oh, big
and
mistake.
If you want to talk about things that make tilt.
That.
Sure,
you have a victory. You get to.
But hey, in the meantime, it was pretty amazing.
Pretty fun to watch. Stats.
Well, let's go to stats.
Yeah.
Nitz with 2893 in his STB. Crimson Corsair with 2070. Overlord Prime with 1994. E63 M6 down at 1749. And Dryness. 3 shots, 1 hit, 1 full penetration, which is probably the RU251, and then 2 splashes for 1563.
Not bad.
Worked this time.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that.
Right.
Maybe that's why they bring it, is so they can bias themselves entirely in the West, and then they only have to worry about that 1 Eastern cap, and they've got a system worked out to spot it.
Huh.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Lemming Rush, the only one putting up a reasonable amount of damage, 2940.
All right, and again, just the more we talk about it, the more it makes sense. I mean, one clone does thing, the rest of the clones are going to do the same thing as well. So, Overlord Prime, you got to find a way to make this more subtle. You're not doing yourself.
Hive Mind's too obvious.
Hive Mind is way too obvious. That's a way better way to put it. Hive Mind, too obvious. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go to our last battle on Minds of the Night, where Caller Wanted hopefully can find a victory for themselves. If not, Simp is going to go up 4-0 against them. Let's see if they can do it, or will Simp find that fourth victory? Let's get right into it and take a look at what they've got for our tanks.
Last battle on Cliff.
I said Minds again.
Yep.
Gosh.
You did.
Golly.
Caller wanted with 2215s, 2 IS7s, an STB, a 263, and RU251. Simp with a 113, 2 Bat Chats, 2 T22s, a TVP, and RU251.
So if the next battle is Minds, all I'm saying is that I'm psychic.
If the next battle is Minds, all you're going to say is Cliff.
All I'm going to talk about is Cliff. That's actually probably more accurate. All right, here. Let's see what we've got. See where both of these teams kind of go. Tank Destroyer coming out, the Object 263. See how Caller Wants it can use that. And Drox is there in that bad chat. Going up and Simp again on offense. Going very aggressively to the center again. Just sending one of their bad chats for my Crimson Corsair to scout. Looks kind of an opposite. Last time Adroxus was going that way. This time Crimson. So it's nice to see a little bit of flexibility with the clones. Dryness following Adroxus very closely here. And people are going to start getting spotted out here. Lemming Rush being spotted out. This is my Crimson Corsair. He's got to be careful in that Tank Destroyer. But Crimson might meet Delp and Blue Mini face to face. Dryness takes a shot there in that RU251. The 113 photo finish coming to join the battle. Magenta Panda going to finish him up, and that is already a tank going down. They're a nice pickup for Caller Wanted, and now Magenta Panda taking some damage as well. But Crimson Corsair is about to meet a lot of members of Caller Wanted if they start to push up this hill, and there is nowhere that he can go. He only has 3 shots in his bat shot as well. There it is. Their turrets are turning. One shot going into Blue Mini. The shot from Blue Mini missing. Crimson staying alive just ever much longer. Delp's shot missing as well. Lemming Rush looking forward. Crimson Corsair taking the shot. A lot of nothing connecting there. But finally at the end, where it counts, Crimson Corsair taking damage. He's going to get out of there to go. He makes it off the side of the cliff alive and well. He's going to be on reload. And the rest of his team have come around the corner to back him up. Nitz taking 910 points of damage there in that T22. Focusing onto Delph. Dropping to 760 in that 5B. Blue Mini taking some damage wearing that IS7. One more shot. He'll be going down. Photo Finish has the shot lined up and ready. Let's see if he's going to take it. It's going to be Overlord Prime to pick that one up, and the rest going into Lemming Rush. And now a tank down for both of these teams. An RU251 for the side of Simp. And now a 263 and an IS7 for Caller Wanted. Simp doing a great job coming back from what might have been, if they let it, a start snowball for Caller Wanted. Aggressor 722 going into him in that IS7. Wow, Overlord Prime just barely squeaking out of there in the T22.
Nitz trying to squeeze in a few more shots here, but this is pretty handedly. Well, now that I look at it, it's still somewhat even, but I'd rather be Simp in this situation.
Sure.
The 215. The 215 is a scary thing, though. That can add up a lot of damage very quickly here. Caller Wanted is on defense, so Sim needs to make the adjustments here. If they knew Aggressor was as alone as he is, they would get him almost immediately. DRS would probably overplay, and they could pick him up. And it looks like
they'll do
that's
it.
not going to happen now,
No.
at least. Photo Finish just kind of feeling out this corner as Simp sends one of their bad shots around, looking for another angle.
Oh, but here they come. Caller Wanted is going to send the rest of their members. Permalu coming over on the other side. Let's see if he can find a kill there. He's not. An Overlord Prime's going to pick him up before he can. And now that's another tank falling for Caller Wanted. DRS taking 316 in damage in that STB1. Delph has to be extremely careful. He's one more shot away from going down. Photo Finish takes some damage there in that 113, but the rest of Caller Wanted just has to push everything they've got and hope for the best. But with Magenta Panda taking 1844, that is definitely not the best there. Overlord Prime picking up that one as well, and he's super low. Shows you why, if you're just at what he has 32 points of HP, as long as you've got a gun, you are still in the fight. Crimson Corsair taking down DRS, and Photo Finish finishing off Aggressor there in the 113. Simp with their 4th victory now against Caller Wanted here onto Cliff, and just one more away from closing out the night. now super 100% confident. Cliff, that's Simp's map right now, showing
more than anybody
different
else.
strategy.
Right now.
Yeah, absolutely different
Absolutely.
strategies. It's been fantastic to watch him, and we'll see if teams start banning that out against them.
Crimson, I don't know if they should have won that last one. Crimson Corsair just magic, straight up magician.
Wow.
He's getting a new show in Vegas after what I saw. Let's go to the stats.
Wow, he's going Penn and Teller's fool us. Not a sponsor.
Speaking of Vegas, random statistics. Actually, these aren't so random. Nets suddenly putting up a lot of points again today, as everyone has turned their back on my potential fantasy future. Photo finish not getting in the points on Cliff. Nets with 36-69, Overlord Prime with 26-62, and 4 kills. Mr. OP.
OP's killing it.
I mean, technically, Mr. Overlord Prime got 7 kills. Let's not get ourselves.
Let's be honest.
E63 M6 with 21-27, Adroxis with 20-30, Crimson Corsair with 2,000 somehow. Just somehow.
More magic.
Photo finish with 1608. Already said that. Aggressor with 3,000. And the Magenta Panda behind him with 1,700 or so.
Well, again, Caller Wanted picked up an early kill there on the Simp, but just goes to show, just because you're a tank down does not mean that you are out of the fight there, as a Simp ended that one with quite a lot of members alive. And before we get into the next battle, I just want to point out, Overlord Prime, very low. The rest of the tanks came over and protected him. You got to protect the hive mind, if you will. So now we're going to go into Muravanka. So is this...
I'm not sure if you're making a joke about the batch chat being Overlord Prime, or you're actually making a mistake in calling Crimson Corsair Overlord Prime. And I don't really want to know what the truth is.
Sure, that's the beauty of doing it, David. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready to go into potentially our last match if Sid can pick up this victory there on defense on Muravanka. A hard map to assault indeed. Let's see if Caller Wanzer can do it. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Colorado with an E100 to 215, a Bat Chat, a 140, a 907, a T22, an AMX 1390. Simp on defense with a 215, 2 E5s, 2 SCPs, a T22, and a Borsig. Now there's a tier 8 tank to bring on this
The
map.
Roomba.
Yeah, that thing is dirty.
What makes it dirty?
It's
The vacuum? Oh, gotcha.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Hey! Yeah.
You were the jokes.
I did it.
Funny guy.
Funny guy.
Simp on defense for their potentially final game. All they gotta do is hold. Oh, right. We've seen them do this before. Dryness is gonna come over here into the east and set up.
Can we pull the map? We haven't seen it. We haven't seen it all tonight, David. They
Oh,
want the map.
yeah.
They want the map.
So,
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're gonna put Dryness somewhere over here.
Okay.
Not so much over here,
Okay.
but right here.
Okay. Oh. David, he's there.
Oh, wow.
You are good.
That's why I sit on this side of the
You
desk,
are
Christian.
good. This blows my mind every time. DRS is being spotted out as he is starting to move. Let's see, being spotted out there by Drynitz, who's doing a great job scouting.
Drynitz is gonna die. After all that we just did, Drynitz is definitely gonna die real soon. Unless the kill coefficients on that
Stay hidden.
are just
Keep
completely
it
different
secret.
than I
Keep
expect.
it safe.
There's gotta be an angle
Wow.
somewhere with these
Wow.
bushes.
Look at that.
No, it's not. It's not here. It's not here. It's when DRS and or Delph go further down the K
Here
line.
they go. DRS is
gonna
going to
do it.
Permablue. No, Permablue might find it before anyone.
So he's spotted. Well, he may chicken out actually because now he's under fire. And it's not really a safe place.
Oh.
It would actually be more irresponsible for him to go forward unless he thinks he is delit, which would be such a tragedy. However, Permablue now getting spotted. That right there, if Caller Wanted is paying super close attention,
Shows
they
that
know
Drynitz
where
is there?
Drynitz is. Yeah.
All right.
So it's still absolutely ruining Caller Wanted right now, but I'll show you. Permablue came in this way. Bunch of bushes in his way. Not spotted.
Right.
Went a little bit left. Spotted. See what I'm saying?
Okay.
There's a bush right behind that. So then at least you get a certain amount of information to play with at this point. So then you start testing other angles. Where's a place where that bush wouldn't see me right next to a place that would? And you start dialing that in, and then you know. The problem is here, This is why I like to be when I call, I like to do it from the 1390 in this instance, because trying to relay this and organize all this while running a strategy is very difficult. But if you're in the 1390, I can just do it subconsciously while telling people what to do.
Here we go.
Either way, Permablue's just going absolutely ham. And there he goes. Finally finds Dryness.
Finds Dryness there. Delth and DRS now turning their attention to him. Permablue, though, it might not be in trouble yet. Dryness is going to pick him up there. But he should be going down very shortly. 73 going to that Roomba. One more shot. DRS going to finish him off there. So a scout for a scout, essentially. But took a long time for Color Wanted to do that. Meanwhile, Blue Mini in that E100 being spotted out here. A lot of the members from SIMP just kind of over here, hovering around the G4. Yeah, just the G4 area. Bunched up here on top of the hill.
Ooh. Taking a little bit of damage there. 791 on the top of that hill. Getting caught in a little bit of a crossfire as Aggressor sends some shots.
Adroxus.
Aggressor sends one, short clips, and gets out as he realizes he's a lot less safe than he thought he was at the time. But the HP is now in Color Wanted's favor, where otherwise it had been in Simp's. The big thing here is Simp has abandoned the East completely, and there it is. Delth can get on cap safely. Color Wanted may actually convert this into a win. After 4 minutes of struggling to find that Borsig, which is hard to do, it's now starting to come together for Color Wanted, and Simp is going to go big to try and counter this.
Aggressive.
Going to go straight after Blue Mini in the Z100.
All over the Prime, getting tracked there, taking 688 there in his T22. And the rest are going to try to take down Blue Mini in the Z100. They know he's reloading. Let's see if they can take him down before he's ready to take another shot. 661 going to photo finish. 431 going into E63 and Simp is starting to be picked apart from all sides. 1642 into Crimson Corsair, and Lemming Rush is going to be the one to finish him off. They should be able to take down Blue Mini here in this E100, but was it worth it? A nice reset there going on to Delph. Not quite sure who picked that one up, but that definitely bought Simp a little more time there as photo finish does finish off Blue Mini. Over the Prime's trying to get out of there safely in his T22. Looks like he has managed to do that. Photo finish in E63, though, still continuing to take shots left and right. 2 members for Color Wanted are on cap, dropping it to 30 seconds now. So what will Simp do? 3 minutes and 10 seconds, Dave. Is that enough to play with to try to just get resets?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
A little bit perplexed by that.
No, sorry, I meant like that being your main strategy of just getting resets and trying to stall at the timeout. Like 2 minutes overall.
Oh, yeah, I see exactly what you're saying. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. That's my fault. I should have understood that completely.
No.
To begin with. 30 seconds left. They're going to bleed a lot for every one of those resets with a 3,000 HP differential. Looks like Magenta Panda is just going to go big time.
Yep.
Walk straight in there with enough backup here. Needs to probably wait just a tad for Aggressor to get in a better position to come in and flank, because Aggressor can put down 2, maybe 3, maybe even 4 tanks if he gets full lights in the right position.
All right, there, DRS being focused down, but again, a lot of those points are on Delth, who is focused. Wow, good respawns coming out from there. Over the Prime goes down, or Over the Prime picks up DRS there in that T22, and now he is lit, though. If Delth turns his turret to him, he might be able to take him out before he does. Delth actually taking a shot. Over the Prime, going to be able to get a reset here, but the question is, will they Simp be able to turn that into a victory? 33 seconds on the clock. There it is. The reset goes through, and now they just started to buy their time. 649 going on the 907. Aggressor, though, taking down E63 M6. A beautiful shot there coming out from him. Over the Prime missing a shot onto Delph, and Aggressor finds Droxus. Finally, Over the Prime does pick him up, and now Over the Prime in a really good position to possibly just stay safe. He is lit up, though. He's gonna go down. Aggressor. What a shot there, taking out that T22, which possibly was Simp's only option in picking a victory up there. Right now, 3 members for Color Wanted against now 1 member of Simp. It is just Nits, and it looks like Color Wanted is going to find their first victory of the night. 1 minute and 22 seconds to take down an STB1, and it's going to happen right about now. There it goes. Lemming Rush picking up that kill. Color Wanted finding their first victory, keeping it away from Simp, and a victory no less on Muravanka on offense. Which is something we talked about is not easy to do at all.
No, not at all. Let's go straight into stats.
All right. Show you guys what we got.
So let's start off with Simp, 3118, E63 M6, 2360, photo finish with 2178. Over here for Color Wanted, 4441 with Magenta Panda. Hello.
Wow.
Lemming Rush, 2747. An Aggressor, not the highest amount of damage, but the right angles, the right times, and quite frankly, perhaps finding Tim, our warehouse manager's missing pair of carry pants, because that was putting the whole team on his back.
Absolutely.
And getting it done.
I mean, he was the one who also picked up the T22 at the end, correct?
Yes.
Yeah,
He picked up E63 M6 in a STB, I think. Then he picked up an E5 with a bounce, but it's a bad shot shooting an E5, and sometimes that happens.
Acceptable.
And then picked up Overlord Prime, who tried to pick him up, missed, and then he hit the shot.
'Cause, I mean,
3 kills in, like, I don't know, 12 seconds?
Yeah.
Something like that.
Because
15 probably.
The beauty of autoloaders. The thing is, right at the end there, if Overlord Prime wouldn't have gone down and he was able to kind of slip out unnoticed, he could have run and the time could have gone out.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, the fantastic job picking up there. Nice to see Bat Chat plays. Again, I was working on this with Colorado playing with Blue Mini and DRS yesterday, and just kind of funny how again, I was like, I thought these things had way more depression. Their turrets are just so like, so seeing a thing like that get those angles is awesome. So more power to him. More power to him there. So now Simp did take a timeout, so we do have a little bit of time here before we get into the next battle. Obviously, I mean, maybe just want to try and find their final victory here on offense. Maybe like, oh, we want to find an offensive victory too.
You know when the elevation issue, so elevation is not typically a thing that becomes a problem. The ability to lift the gun, not usually.
Right.
But sometimes it becomes a huge problem in the bad chat. If you're going downhill,
It's awful.
and somebody's far away from you,
Yeah.
and you're just like, oh, I'll just lift my gun and shoot him.
It doesn't.
And you realize you can't because you're angled down already, and it just feels so awkward. I don't know how to put it. Other times, though, I mean, you can kind of ramp yourself up on a rock or something to get an awkward, jaunty angle to shoot. But
Sure.
these are just bat chat
My
things.
big
Things that
mistake.
you have to learn to play that tank.
Here's the thing people can learn from my mistakes on, if you guys haven't learned this already playing World of Tanks. When I'm trying to find an angle in a certain tank, I will be, I've pushed shift, so I'm zoomed in and I find someone. I'm like, oh, I'm not quite at an angle, so let me just start moving forward until I find that angle. And I eventually find that angle, but then when I zoom out, I'm like, oh, now I'm in the middle of, everyone. I've left my cover.
Yep.
So that's a big that's a mistake that I've been learning. So when you're trying to find the angle, don't sacrifice cover for it, guys. It's not worth it. It's just not worth it. Unless it's worth it, then it's worth it. Like if it's the last tank, just go for it. So Simp just one more victory away from closing out the night. Caller Wanted 3 more victories away from tying it up. I'll do some math there. I'm just ready for math just to grow up and solve its own problems. But we are getting ready to go into the next battle. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get right into it to see if Simp can find an offensive victory or can Caller Wanted hold it. Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Did you make that up?
Oh, no, I saw it on the internet.
I was gonna say that was genius.
Thanks.
Super clever. Caller Wanted with 2 E5s a bat chat, 2 T22s, a 62A, and an RU251. Simp with 2 215s, a 140, and STB, 2 T22s, and a Borzig again.
Okay, so on offense.
Yeah.
Okay. You said it was a pretty nasty tank.
Sure.
On this map.
There's plenty of places for it to be invisible on this map.
Beautiful.
Plenty of places.
How well does it do penetrating into your tent?
Just fine. Fires
Okay.
a 128.
Great.
Assuming you're firing the 128 and
That-
not the 150. So, the gun is the size of the gun that you have, if that's helpful at all. And this would be more helpful. It is the 128.
There you go. So now you know, without a doubt, 128, so easy penetration there on those tier 10s. Aggressor being lit up. Overlord Prime taking the first bit of damage there from Blue Mini in that E5. And now a Droxus and Photo Finish being spotted by Fixer Reloaded, taking some shots as well. Turning the turrets, though, they're going to do some back. 394 going to him in his E5 here. Caller Wanted doing something generally when we see these teams on offense. David, what do you see?
It's the way that a Droxus and Photo Finish moved up to these buildings and then started angling off of them. It's not something I'd seen before.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
At least not in WGLNA. It's
right.
interesting.
Well, we'll see why they did that, if there was a reason. We can get into that later as Nitz is going pretty aggressive there past the western cap. He is still spotted out there. We'll see if he can pick up Aggressor here, as now once he is fired, there he is. Now he is lit up. 408 points of damage there. Let's see if he gets lit up from being lit up. Fix Reload taking a shot in that E5 as well. One thing I was going to say about Caller Wanted is we see generally teams on defense go where Simp is now to set up, because it's somewhere you can kind of cover the western cap from pretty easily and then rotate around. This time Caller Wanted not doing that. They're being very biasing themselves over to the eastern side. We'll see if that comes back to bite them, as a lot of members for SIMP are now applying cap pressure, dropping it down to 25 seconds with 3 members now. 4th, Crimson Corsair staying on, but E63M6 taking a lot of damage. Caller Wanted gonna make him earn it. Let's see if they can. It's over 1,000 points in that 140. Del taking 448 in return. Fixed Reload taking some damage there, but Caller Wanted over 2,000 points of HP in the lead against SIMP. SIMP is gonna have a really steep hill to climb out of if they're going to find a victory here. Trident's taking some damage, photo finish as well, and so the Western cap no longer an option for SIMP right now. 6:53 going to photo finish. One more shot. He's going to be going down. Delt's going to pick him up. Let's see how SIMP can respond. They're sending more members over the back to try to take down this T62A, driven by Lemming Rush. 320 going into him. Delt taking 880 there. And now the brawl has gone through. We'll see who's going to come out on top. It looks like it's going to continue to be Caller Wanted. There's such an HP lead over here. Blue Mini picks up a kill. 5 minutes and 20 seconds on the clock. Caller Wanted has plenty of time to finish this one now. Crimson Corsair taking down Delph over the prime minutes, though. Both 1 shot away from going down here. Magenta Panda taking a shot there. Fix Reloaded coming on the side to finish off. Nits Adroxis getting focus fired for 823 in that 5B. Magenta finds Overlord. Lemon Rush finds Adroxis. E63M6 taking a shot there in that STV1. Lemon Rush finishing him off there. Crimson the last one alive, and this is going to be Caller Wanted's 2nd victory. Or 4th of the night, trying to come back. They're trying to crawl their way back from the depths that they had. We're 1 tank away from, they're 1 game away from being 1 down, and SIMP used their timeout. And the only reason I'm saying this is because if this eventually does go into a tiebreaker, SIMP, I would assume, would really want a timeout at that situation, because then they would have been gone down 4 games in a row, and that's, or 3 games in a row, and that's not a pretty situation to be at all, and you definitely, I'm assuming, be on tilt at that point. So if Caller Wanted can take this to a tiebreaker, I would maybe possibly give them an advantage. We'll see. We're not even there yet. Again, we're going back on defense. SIMP just needs 1 more to pick it up.
Let's go to the stats.
Let's go to the stats. STATS.
Blue Mini in ED5, 43, 69. That's pretty crazy. And an E5? That's a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah.
I got to click on that.
Every day.
12, almost perfect 12.
Wow.
That's absurd.
Wow. Breaking that 4K mark. Woo.
The way Caller Wanted played that is, I'm not sure if it's crazy or genius. I'm going to have to see it more often.
It's like me.
To really know. Yeah. Delph with a T22, 27-19. Everybody else getting quite a bit. Permablue killing it again in the scout. More and more and more, I'm starting to wonder if he is the best scout in WGLNA.
Okay.
Just a couple super critical moments. Anyways, Aggressor not having the magic he had last time. But, hey, that last carry was enough to last 1,000 games. Not really.
1,000
not really
games?
1,000.
I was like, oh
not even really more than 2. That makes up for being bad in 1 game.
So
not that he was bad in that game.
So
I didn't exactly see what happened to him.
So WGLNA, if you can actually conjure up magic, it's only good for 2 games. I mean, that is the amount of pressure that these guys are playing under. So I mean, mad
It's a tough crowd.
respect.
It's a tough
Mad
crowd.
respect to all these guys. Ladies and gentlemen, we're getting ready for our next battle. SIMP back on defense. They just need 1 more victory to close out the night. Can they do it? Or can Caller Wanted come back? Let's get right into it and take a look at what we've got for our tanks.
Caller Wanted with the E100, a 215, a Bad Shadow 140, 2 T22s, an AMX 1390. SIMP with a 215, 2 E5s, 2 STBs, a T22, and a Borsig.
Liking that Borsig. We'll see if they put it in the same position. I don't know if I would, if I were SIMP. Again.
Oh, no, absolutely not. You'd get blind fired and
Okay.
it'd be over.
Right, okay, cool. So, yeah, I would.
I knew the answer the whole time.
Oh, yeah, of course. I was just, super confident. SIMP, though, sending... Are they doing it again? Are they doing it again?
Can't be the same bush. Can it? Can it?
That's just super mind games meta if it works.
No, see, they're changing the bush this
Ah,
time.
cool. Different bush. Similar position, different bush. 1 bush back. Isn't that the same line of fire, though, as the rest of them?
If you're firing from this way,
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
Okay.
But
Not a big threat.
no, and then one of the other things is, let's see the elevation. No, the elevation's still good. Sometimes you can check out a line, and people will be lower than the rest of the terrain,
Okay.
which effectively gives them a little bit of defilade, a little bit of cover, even though it doesn't look like it. if that makes sense.
Keep that in mind, everybody. Keep that in mind. Fixer Reloaded there, joined with his other buddy Magenta Panda, sitting kind of right in the center of the map. F5, F6 area. Some shots there going out. Blind fire, as it looks like, from everyone, as no one has been lit up on either of the teams. This is a map that I see a lot of destructible buildings in, right? The center of the map is this little village there, kind of fire around them. Why, why don't we see a lot more teams use that area? Is it because it's just too dangerous? Oh, Blue being spotted out again.
Yes.
By Dryness.
Far too dangerous for the most part.
Okay.
And it's difficult to see side to side since they reworked it and they added in just crazy amount of foliage in there.
Everyone's kind of trying to stay away from the center of the map, if at all possible. Good to know. What about in public games?
Also true in public games.
All right, there you go, guys. Also true.
You can take a look at it here. Just imagine trying to find an angle through all of this mess.
That does look pretty crazy.
See what I'm saying?
Imagine if you studied
and then you're
it.
like, okay, here's one. Oh wait, there's bushes in the way, and then there's a staircase.
Jeez.
And okay, maybe I'll go the other way. And then you turn around. Nope, destructible building.
Wow.
Bunch of stuff.
So this is
these posts. Wouldn't be surprised if these posts
Block
take
a
up
shot.
Heat shots. Wouldn't surprise me at all. Some posts do, some posts don't.
So it's
Not
just
all posts are born equal.
there's no option there for let's just study it a bunch. Teams have, and it's like, nah, it's not worth it.
Some posts have been hitting the gym longer than others.
Okay. Purple Blue taking a shot there, 340. That 1390. He's on the run, still lit up. Getting a lot of pings going on here from both these teams. 4 minutes and 54 seconds on the clock, 1 minute away from halftime. And halftime being halfway through the map, or through the game. 80 seconds on cap, though. Caller Wanted going to apply some pressure over on the west. Aggressor in that bad chat. Let's see if it works out for him. Photo finish. Being spotted out there. But he is still safe. No one can really get a shot onto him from there. Permablue starting to lay down some fire from that 1390. Some damage coming off against Caller Wanted against Nits. Nothing connecting yet to him at all. HP relatively the same, but just Simp doing a good job kind of stalling this game out. Now with Aggressor here building up that cap pressure, is it really honestly that hard for them to just kind of poke around, take a shot, and come back? Looks like not at all. The photo finish is going to do just that. Turn around the corner there. EC3M6 does take a shot there in SP1, but photo finish just pushes Aggressor off the cap. Aggressor wanted nothing to do with that. He takes a shot there onto Delth for 36. Now we are past the halfway mark. 3 minutes and 58 seconds on the clock. Let's see what Caller Wanted can do.
Fixer getting lit up by Drynets from the southeast as well. Drynets was just spotted, though, so he's going to have to dance just a tad, but he's got a building to hide behind. Now Drynets is in the fight. He's no longer just spotting passively. He's in the game. Overlord Prime swinging over to the east. He's going to get a cleanup kill here on Fixer Reloaded any second now.
There it is. And then, meanwhile, Aggressor taking 1,500 points damage in the back chat. E63M6 is going to clean him up. 2 tanks have fallen now for Caller Wanted. And ladies and gentlemen, it looks like this is it. It looks like this is Simp's way to close out the night. 5-2 against Caller Wanted. Photo finish taking down Delph there in that T22. Blue Mini now getting shot from all sides in his T22. There is nowhere that poor man can go. 1,200. He does pick up photo finish before he goes down to Adroxus, though. A good way to go down. You gotta fight while you do. 3 minutes on the clock. Plenty of time for Simp to just kind of close this match out. Magenta Panda taking 925. Caller Wanted, I'm sure, at this point. There's nothing that they can do. 779 there going into him. Nits picking up that one. And all that's left is Permablue and Lemming Rush here. Let's go see what Drynets and Permablue are doing. Drynets taking the shot, missing that to Permablue, but Permablue does not have enough to finish him off. Now he is on the run, and he is reloading. Drynets is almost done and ready. Will Permablue get around the corner in time? No, he does not. Drynets picks him up, and that is Simp's 5th and final victory of the night, closing it out on Muravanka. Now, David, it just seemed like a pretty standard game there. Some spots going out there. Where did it kind of really tip over for Simp? When did everything start going right for him?
I'd say it's really when tanks started moving down the 3-4 line area, and Drynets was able to start hammering them with the waffle that he had.
When the scout becomes the fighter. Yeah.
Alrighty, let's check this out right now.
Do stats. Stats on stats.
So from down there, he's able to put in 1,700 damage, which for a tier 8's not bad at all.
No.
Adroxus 28-23, Crimson Corsair 23-34, Nits with 2,000. Loading interface too strong. Lemming Rush with 1600 for Caller Wanted. That's it. That's all.
That's all she wrote. Again, a fantastic job from Simp picking up that final victory. If you guys missed anything of the night, let's quickly go over what you guys might have missed. Up first, High Voltage beat WGLNA 5-2, followed by Rival beating Googly 5-4. Third, Eclipse beating Aquatic 5-4. And finally, what you guys just saw, Simp beating Caller Wanted 5-2 there. David, out of the 4 matches that we had tonight, which one was just the most fun for you to watch? What did you really enjoy?
I'd have to say that last one had probably the best pacing of all of them.
Sure.
And then Aggressor starting to bring things back, getting 3 kills in a very short period of time. Great.
Yeah,
It's great.
Super fun to watch indeed. I also love watching High Voltage versus Ding kind of start out the night. Again, seeing if High Voltage can bounce back from that fight against Noble, seeing what Ding had done. Both did a fantastic job. But again, congratulations at the end to High Voltage for picking that one up. Guys, quick reminder to follow us or check us out on Facebook and YouTube /WGLNA. Also, if you watch on Battlefield.com, thank you for doing that. Finally, follow us on Twitter @WGLNA so you guys can stay up to date on what's happening in the community around you. David.
Congratulations, Simp /7 Overlord Primes. You're now #1 in the standings.
Oh, congratulations. That's right, everyone. Congratulate Simp right now. They have just taken first place in the Season 2 Gold Leagues. The question is, will they be able to hold it? Because now they have a big target on their back. Guys, make sure to tune in Tuesday, January 19th for these following matches. Up first, Ping versus Simp, followed by High Voltage versus 07. Third, Googly Bobbers versus Caller Wanted. And finally, Yo versus Rival. It's going to be an exciting match indeed. On behalf of everyone here at the WGLNA, that has been David Williams. I am Christian Toma. And as always, thanks for stopping by.